Evening, everyone. How you doing? How you doing? Just want to drop a little thought with you today. I've been talking about the Constitution and encouraging us to be a part of the process. I know some people is kind of not interested because they're saying, what will it solve? And some people are saying we need a new system. We need a new way of doing things. And so that power can be in the people, you know, and by the people and for the people. And while that consideration is meaningful, we still must ensure that we get a constitution that reflects and organize us in a way that can yield the best for Jamaica. No, considering the fact that many persons are turned off by the whole system, they feel like the system is against them. And so they won't engage. Let us think about what the system is and how it works, and how we can organize ourselves to make sure the system works on our behalf, in our behalf. So the system is a corporate structure by nature. Corporation, where you have a head and you have arms, various functions, and then you have the base. So if you had a business, you have your chairman, you have your board of directors, and you have presidents or vice presidents of various functions like accounts, sales, marketing, finance, and the works. And then you have the employees. If you have a group, you have a president, you have vice president, treasurer, PR person, and then you have the group members. So we kind of structure our society in that corporate way in nature. And so that's the system that we're working with. Outside of that, you could have where the father or the mother being the head of the house, then you have children. Outside of the corporate structure, you have the family groups, right? So with the government, we have the corporate structure. And through the Constitution, we invest power in some people and groups. We invest power in the Prime Minister, in the Governor General, the DPP office, the group of parliamentarians, senators. And these people and groups are there to protect the rights and the liberty of the citizens, which we are, the masses. The thing is, many of us have not, we are no longer enthusiastic about the system, how it functions. Because through the system that we have structured, where we have a voting exercise that takes place every 4 to 5 years, which is when we are able to remove those non-performing persons in Parliament. But even that itself is kind of a little tricky, because many of the persons that is presented to be voted for are people that are not necessarily selected by the people in their own constituency, but are selected by the corporate structure of the presidents and the delegates, which sometimes override the voice of the people, calling for this or that person to represent them. So the people really have a lot to contend with in the corporate structure. But what we're going to do? What are we going to do? Firstly, whatever group you're in, you have a responsibility to know the rules that governs the organization. And in that case, Jamaica, we have a responsibility to know the rules that governs us as a people. But the issue, though, is that the Constitution gives power, and it is that power that the people gives, that sometimes is used against them. So how do we mitigate against power? We organize ourselves. Yeah. We organize ourselves. We have the PSOJ, but that is an interest group. Manufacturers Association of Jamaica, that's an interest group. The Small Business Association of Jamaica, that's an interest group. And the organizations such as the Consumer Affairs, which is supposed to be for the people, is a non-functioning group. Unions that normally gives power or can push back against injustice, violations, many of those have been decimated. I don't even know that we have unions anymore, because the people, many of them sold out. And the others in the group did not form themselves as leaders within a group, being led by, with a representative. Leaders in a group with a representative. And perhaps that kind of mindset we need to have, where leaders within a group with a representative. So the Prime Minister, the Governor General, are leaders within a group as a representative. Now, when we have that kind of mindset, it's easier for us to reorganize when one of us sell out. And two, we must make sure that the way we organize ourselves is in a way that things are documented and processed, so that even those who would want to violate us can be held accountable. That said, as a people, we have to not just see ourselves as voters, but see ourselves as leaders, organizing our families, organizing our communities, organizing through our groups, community-based organizations, organizing so that we can have response, organized response. And I think that conditioning of ourselves to know our rights and be willing to stand up for it will help us to mitigate against the powers that be that otherwise would take disadvantage of citizens. My thoughts, my 2 cents. Keep the conversation going. Let us consider how we're going to make Jamaica the kind of Jamaica that we want. So we can demand the kind of service that we want, kind of government that we want. Take care.